And I'm gonna. This is your. I basically cut and pasted your Kickstarter. So I had to change my name. Stephanie Alt is an indie folk singer-songwriter with a passion for writing honest and beautiful songs on piano. She's a Texas native. What part of Texas?
Brian.
All right.
By College Station, Giga Maggie's.
All right. But was raised in Colorado. Big plans to the East Coast. She relocated to New York City in 2005 to become an actress, but while she was acting, she became more and more drawn to music. Between classes, lunch breaks, while she was acting, she graduated and headed out to Europe, as we all did in our early 20s. She became intrigued and inspired by the strong food culture there. And she came back and worked for the Mass Brothers, who are, they're going to be on the show, I think, in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And she's here now in studio. I saw your video, you had a Kickstarter video that I watched. I love watching all that stuff. I feel like you can really get behind you're raising money for your album, and that went pretty well. And now you're here in the studio.
I am.
And we've heard 2 of your songs. Which songs did we hear?
We heard "Awake Go Sleeper" was the first one, and the second one we heard was "As Promised." Yeah.
And Toby, we spoke a little bit about sourcing. Mass Brothers does some insane sourcing.
Yeah.
But what's going on with that?
Well, the brothers they have a passion for obviously being indirect trade and using the best possible ingredients that they can for their chocolate. And at Mass Brothers, we roast the beans and grind them all there. So we're chocolate makers, not chocolatiers. So they made sure to get the beans from the best estates possible, doing research
and that's an important thing, chocolate makers and chocolatiers, because if you go to like John Torres, if you go to any restaurant, it's a derivative of a chocolate maker.
Right.
So say the Valronas of the world, the Cocoa Berries of the world, the Michelle Crusoes of the world, and even Hershey, Ghirardelli, I think, is a little bit more mainstream now for people. It's like 10 years ago, it was like an artisanal chocolate.
Right.
So you buy a block of, like we can buy blocks of chocolate, like 100%.
Right.
Gianduja, if you will. And were you inspired working there? It seems like just a really fun place to.
Yeah, really was inspired. I mean, inspired enough to write a record there. I love working with my hands. I mean, I'm a musician, but I also love working with my hands with food, and so that was amazing to get that experience and learning about chocolate. It's such an interesting, it's just so crazy working with chocolate. It's very finicky, and you have to be very particular with it, but it's beautiful when you get it right. So.
On your website, you spoke about a song that you had written based on a songs. Can you, I love this because I'm inspired by this kind of stuff. Since you have the piano in front of you, walk me through for like a minute how you put together a song. I mean, obviously you're inspired, maybe you write lyrics, but do you come up with the lyrics first? Do you come up with the music first? And just grab.
For the song that is inspired by a song?
I mean, that's what I think of, but maybe talk me through a song that involved more of you sitting in front of the piano.
Yeah.
Just talk me through the creative process.
Okay. Yeah, well, when I write, I don't actually read music, and I kind of
So
just...
you're a prodigy or something?
I don't think I would like to be a prodigy, but I think that I'm limited to an extent. That's why I'm working more now on trying to figure out chords and see what all is on this piano, because it's an amazing... I mean, it just looks like a bunch of buttons that you push, but you can really create so many different... I mean, if you think about music, there's so much out there that people... we've never really done the same thing yet. It's been how many years since we've been doing this?
Yeah, there's so many different...
But when I sit down at the piano, when I was 16, I used to just go and poke a key with my nose. I don't know why I did this, but I decided to write a song with whatever key I would poke with my nose.
Okay.
And so it would just be like, oops, sorry, it just hit my head.
It would start there.
It would start there, and then I'd kind of look at the keys, how they would match, and then maybe go down and see, oh, that works, yeah, okay. And then where do I want to go? I want to go down again. Oh, I like that sound. And then I'll just play this over and over and over and over for hours.
And then, so the lyrics come second.
And the lyrics will come eventually,
and
secondary.
Is that through just walking around kind of stuff, or?
I think it's stuff that I didn't even know was packed so tightly inside of myself, and then it just comes out. I'm like, wow, do I really feel like that? Or sometimes I write songs like a Waco Sleeper that scared me because I wrote it about a breakup and how this isn't gonna work and blah blah blah. I was with somebody at the time and I had a child with this person, and I'm like, is this about this person? And then 3 years later, we did break up, and it didn't work out. And I go back to the song, and when I sing the song now, it's like haunting. It's so scary, the things that were said. It's almost like prophetic in a way or something.
What were the things?
Just well, that song is basically about how miscommunications within a relationship with someone who's from a different culture, because he's Jamaican and I'm American, and so it talks about Rasta and Jah because he believes in Jah. Yeah.
Jah. Do you know how to play that song? If Jah is standing by my side.
Again, I wish I could read music.
Yeah.
You don't know that song?
No. Yeah.
So then it brings back. Oh, I know I wanted to bring something up with you. This was Did you grow up? Everyone here did Mr. Rogers make it to Australia? Do you know?
I don't know. I think
He kind of is. If you grew up in the States,
yeah.
You know, public access. There was 3 networks and Channel 13 growing up, and then HBO came around, and all that stuff. Mr. Rogers is a mainstay. Actually, Eddie Murphy has that. He makes fun of it in the early Saturday Night Live. But somebody went and took the Mr. Rogers things, remixed it, and called it "Garden of Your Mind." What's this?